Hi everyone, how are you all doing? So imagine this, losing the weight that you want to lose and then keeping it off. Many people I know go through this yo yo thing where you lose and then you regain the same weight again over and over and over again. I mean, it's happened to me as well. My friend who goes on these diets tell me how expensive it's to her because she has to keep these different sizes for herself in her cupboard. She has this skinny clothes section, watch yourself, you're getting their clothes, and then the fat clothes section. I mean, I hear so many people on a daily basis telling that I start a diet and then life happens and then I head straight to the refrigerator. And then they end up frustrated that the diet is now gone for a toss. And then they tell themselves, sure, I'll start on Monday again. And then when that doesn't happen, okay, the Monday after that. And what about the New Year's resolution? I'm certain if I have to pull some statistics, at least 50% of it would be lose so and so weight this year. There is this another friend who told me, you see, I've tried all the diets, but I'm not just able to stick to any one of them. So I told her one day, because I got tired of listening to this every single time I meet her, how about you try this? Only eat when you're hungry to start with. And she looked at me like, what? Where is the fun in that? So what's happening these days? In most families, when you're upset, you eat. When you're bored, you eat. Do you need some comfort today? Of course you eat to soothe yourself. Emotional eating sabotage every diet that you pick up. Most often, the issue is not the diet, the issue is the emotional eating. So, how do we get a handle on emotional eating? It's find other ways to soothe yourself, other ways to take care of yourself. Now, let's look at the 3 steps. First step is break that diet yo yo mindset inside you. And how do you do that? Start from the place where you believe that it's possible. Maybe if you face resistance, ask yourself, what is it that makes you think that you can't succeed? Do you really want to succeed? Is there any danger in succeeding for you? Try to extract out that subtle beliefs that trap you in that mindset. Step 2. Recognize that a diet is not just for weight loss. It's learning what works for your body, whether it's the portion size, the recipes, the food combinations that satisfy your taste buds, and understanding what kicks your cravings into high gear. For example, I tend to love carbs, which of course loves to attach itself to my hips. It's about learning what's your go-to meals and snacks that you can keep ready or carry with you when you're in a rush so that when you reach back home, you don't have to eat up the entire house. It's also about learning what works for you that's sustainable for a lifetime. So it's all about understanding what really works for you. Think this. What drives us to food? It's easy, it's available all the time around us, it's legal, and yes, the effect is instant relief, a sure shot remedy that works, right? Because when you eat, it floods your brain with a neurotransmitter called dopamine, and dopamine controls the brain pleasure and reward center. So you eat something pleasurable, you get to the dopamine, you feel better, but for a little while. You see? So what's worked for me? The mantra I read about 3 years ago. Face your stuff, don't stuff your face. I love it. So I learned what worked for me. I learned what was I trying to stuff down with food, all those emotions. And if I face what's going on inside me, then I get to my best self. And that helps me make better choices for me in my life. So find out what's your root of emotional eating. It could be some trauma from the past, an experience that you've had in your childhood, or a belief that you picked along the way, or it could be even a tender memory. So, what is it for you? What food do you go to comfort? Okay, let's do this. Take a minute. Close your eyes. Think about that food. Can you see it? Can you smell it? Can you almost taste it? Now consider, when did I first have that food? Who gave it to me? And how did it comfort me? And then ask yourself, what other ways can you meet that need? You can open your eyes. When you recognize what's going on for you, then you can face your stuff and make other choices to meet that need. So here's a recap. You can lose the weight and keep it off by breaking that yo-yo mindset. You can lose the weight and keep that weight off by learning from your experience and doing what works for you. You can lose the weight and keep it off by recognizing what drives you to food and face that stuff. So join us on our group coaching program, which is a 5-week journey where we focus on topics like these, where we look at self-care through eating well, moving more, sleeping deep, breathing right, and finding what actually gives us joy so that we don't have to stuff our face. We don't have to rely on emotional eating. Our approach is slow and habit change, combining the wisdom of Ayurveda and modern wellness. Our next batch starts on May 15. DM us for any queries. You can also book your free one-to-one wellness discovery call where we discuss what are your wellness goals, what are your pain points, and what's the gap between where you want to be and where you are. The link is in the bio, or you can check the show notes. Thank you so much.